What's up, everybody? It's the Sketch Monkey here with a totally brand new sketch video for you. And in this video we're gonna sketch, guess what? We're gonna sketch some cars because it's been too long. So I need to sketch some cars again. Probably gonna do a couple of side views just to keep it, do the safe stuff. Keep it safe, and until I'm more comfortable getting back into cars. I mean, come on, I'm always comfortable sketching cars. Now, before we get into the sketching part, just make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. That way you get notified when new videos are uploaded every single week. So I'm just gonna start by doing the wheelbase. Let's make at least a couple of side views here. We can even make one kind of course we gotta have a sports car in here. So one sporty car and one, that's a super low car, but let's keep it like that. One sporty car and one maybe SUV, or maybe we can do a hatchback, something like that. Let's see where we want to start the A-pillar here. So it looks like it's obviously a front engine car, and I can see that because the hood is already so long, and if I start at A-pillar here like a Lambo, it's gonna look super weird with this back end. So what I want to do, I want to start the A-pillar somewhere in the middle here, almost. So in the middle of the car. Just gonna see what happens. Let's see what happens if I just put down the line right there. It looks like it could work. It looks like a 60s Corvette right now, which I like. Maybe keep this a convertible, or we can just extend this all the way down there. Just keep it very, very loose right now. I don't even know if I want to put, I don't know if I'm gonna put markers on this. Maybe, maybe not. Right now I'm happy with the lines, the way it looks right now. And let's make, oh, there we go. A bit messy, but it's fine. I want to have the tires, have some thickness on the tires. It's hard to make a circle within a circle freehand. You're probably gonna mess up. I mess up all the time, but that's just part of the process. I'm gonna add the ground shadow here. And the ground shadow is supposed to extend the length of the car. So you want to extend it, since this is the end of the car, it's obviously going to have a shadow, cast a shadow underneath it. If the light source is coming straight from the top, if you have the light source coming from, let's say here, then this would extend longer, and this would be cut off shorter, since it's casting the shadow that way. Makes sense. So I'm just gonna fill in the thickness of the A-pillar here. Try to make it thin because it's kind of a retro style. And if you look at cars from up to beginning of the 80s, they had very, very thin A-pillars. Just basically a chrome strip that just went down from the roof line and down to the body of the car. I'm gonna add a section line here for the door. And the front as well. Like that. And I'm not going to do the side mirrors because I know everybody wants to see side mirrors in a side view, but I just don't do it. I never done it, and I'm not gonna start doing it either. Because as I said in the previous video, if you make a side mirror in a side view, it's just gonna look like a blob that's not, it doesn't add anything to the sketch. And it ruins everything. It ruins the lines and whatever. So I'm not gonna put it out there. So that disclaimer is done. Alright, so we want this to be kind of a retro style. So what kind of spokes do we want on this? I'm thinking retro style would be what's it called? The challenge, not challenge rims, but it has like a mesh which is super hard to clean. But that's a lot of work to sketch those kind of wheels. And if you know me, you know I'm lazy when it comes to wheels. So I'm probably just gonna keep it very, very simple. Just add some line weight there. So by keeping it simple, that means probably doing something like this. Just add some, almost like the previous video that I did on eyes, how to sketch eyes. Just do it like that. That looks like it's in motion. And it works. It works. Then we just need to work on the roundness of this wheel, because it's more of an egg shape right now. Which is totally fine, because I'm looking at it from this perspective over here. So if I'm looking at it like that, if you see it in the, I guess this is how I would look at it. So from this angle, everything looks fine, but then when you tilt it like this and you look at it from straight up, you're gonna see that there are some mistakes especially in the roundness of wheels. That's usually the first part that gets messed up in perspective. Do the same thing here. Go all the way around like this. Bam. This is more round because I'm looking at the front part of this car from a better angle. It's not as far away from the rear as the rear view, so it looks better in roundness, but we can probably still go in, and we can always go in and fix stuff. Make it better. It's not always necessary, but sometimes it just, some things might be annoying or look weird, and we just have to go in and fix it. So what I'm doing right now is I'm sketching the interior. So this is obviously glass, which means the glass is obviously transparent, so we're gonna see part of the interior. And those kind of things, these small details, is what gives the side view a sort of depth. Even though it's a side view, you can still make it in perspective by doing stuff like that. And same thing here, like we have a headlight or something like that, which you can still see from the side, and you want to visualize that somehow. Let's just define the front end a little bit, make it like a something like that. Not too much, since it's retro. We're gonna keep it clean. Probably gonna add some markers to this because it looks markerable. Like it looks like it needs markers on it because it's very, very open spaces and not too many big lines. So I'm definitely gonna add some marker lines to this. Not sure about that rear light. It looks pretty messy. Not messy, but it looks like it doesn't belong here. But it's done, so I'm gonna keep it like that. And let's just define where I'm gonna put the markers by adding these. You know what these are. Standard reflections. Goes into basically every side view that I do. And since this is a 60s clean car, it means the reflections are gonna be very, very basic. But as I said, it's like a warm-up sketch for me, this, because I haven't sketched cars in a long time. And a long time for me is like a couple of days. So there we go. Let's add some. Let's see what we got. What kind of markers do we have that actually works, that are not dry? I know these red ones are probably all good. Let's see if we can find a. That's another copy print. These look almost the same. Well, let's go in with this one. Yeah, let's do it. So what I want to do now, I want to go fast, really fast over these the big lines, because as you know, big lines tend to bleed or blur when you go over too many times with the marker, so you don't want to do that. You want to kind of know beforehand where you want to put the marker and then just do it really fast so that you don't mess up the big lines too much. We're still gonna go back, you know, as a final touch to just define the big lines more and sharpen them up, because it's inevitable that they are going to mess up a little bit, but it's totally fine. It adds to the artistic part of the sketch. I'm gonna add this red to the roof line as well, going down like that, and right there. Look at that, we have the first layer of marker done. I kind of want to add some more. This is too big of a white space here, so let's just add some random lines like that. Hopefully this should be darker. It's lighter, so that doesn't work. I do have a lot more to play. That's better. That's actually perfect. So let's go in with this one. I love red cars. Something special about that. It just pops. I love pretty much all cars that stand out with a color. Because most people are boring and just choose a very safe color for their car, like gray or white or black or something like that, and it's just a boring. I mean, it's probably good for the resale value, but other than that, I mean, boring stuff. Let's add some blue tones to this, because we have the sky up above, which should be reflected somewhere in the car. Also add that to the wheels, the part of the wheels that are facing up. There we go. And well, I guess we can go even darker red than that. Let's see if one of these, not that one obviously, but maybe this one. Nope, it's not dark enough. Maybe this one. Yes. And you see what happens here, right there. When you're not using marker paper, that's what's going to happen if you go over this too many times, because this is just cheap printing paper. It's not really meant to add a ton of marker on. But I do like it because of the friction that it gets when you're sketching on it. Gonna go back to the first marker and fill this right here. Just fill it out. There we go. What we want to do now, if you have fine liners, that's great. I'm gonna get this brush fine liner here and fill in the black parts of this. So let's, obviously the baseline, the wheels should probably be black too, or the tires. So I'm just gonna go around. It's actually easier if you do it in one go like this. At least for me, I think so. Same thing in the back. this is where we define the roundness more. So we still have some play. Even though you don't get it on the first try, you can still go in and, you know, add thickness to some areas and make it rounder. And I want to connect it to the ground so that it looks like it's sitting on the ground and not just floating weirdly. Just gonna fill this in with black as well. This is the far side wheel. Connect the two like that to get a shadow on the ground. There we go. So much better when you add a lot of contrast to your sketches. That's a thing I see a lot of people not doing, is adding enough contrast to your sketches. Because if you don't add contrast, it's gonna look weak, and you're not gonna get the depth of the sketch that you want. It's not really gonna pop from the paper if you're not adding. What you want ideally is to have 100% black, like I'm using right now, and also 100% white somewhere in the sketch. And I have that right here. And also these tires, the top of the wheels are white now. And also part of the window, so you have the full spectrum from white to black. I probably should have used a thinner fine liner for this window line, but it's all good, it works. And I think we're done with the black here. Let's see what else we can do. We might want to add some black around this at the bottom here. Same thing here, just adding contrast to certain areas. And I want like an earth tone. Let's see if we can find that somewhere. Not brown, but kinda maybe this warm gray. Yep, perfect. So let's just add some warm gray to the top part of this. There we go. And now I'm gonna go back with the big pen, and then it's just one more step, which is the highlights with the what's it called, the Posca pen. As you can see, I'm really lazy with the wheels here. Just adding the spokes as if they are in motion. It's all good. And then go into this. Hopefully this one is the charged one, or the full one. It is perfect. So I always like to go from the what is it, the left to right, because that's what I'm using. I don't want to smear it with my hand as I go, so I want to start over here. Just thinking about where the light is coming from, because that's going to define these burn points. And a burn point is where the light kind of gathers. Most likely it's going to be on an edge where the light is directly hit by the light source, and it becomes almost like a ball of white. So I have those right here, and at the opposite side of the rim right there. We can add some highlights to these rims as well, because it's actually going to look a lot better. We add a few white lines like that. Just looks shiny and glossy and nice. Some people like to add the highlights to the body of the car like this as well. That's all a matter of taste. I like to do it sometimes, and I'm obviously doing it right now because it's just fun. I love this step of just adding the highlights to the sketch. Makes everything pop. And let's try and make a really thin line for the doors. Going like that. Let's make a burn point right there. Burn point right there. Can add some highlights to the glass. I think this video is getting too long now, so I'm just gonna make one car sketch for this, and maybe the next video will be the other car sketch that I'm gonna put on this sheet of paper, because this is I need to use more of this paper. It's not even 25% full yet, so. And you know I don't like to waste paper and just throw away stuff, so. Then if you want, you can define these reflections by just giving them an outline of white. It's actually gonna look really good. And give that really glossy look. If the car is glossy, obviously. So none of these things would apply with a white highlight if you're doing a matte surface, obviously. So I think that's it. That's it for this video. You got my side view in. It was a lot of fun. And it's always fun to do these side views because it's the go-to sketch whenever I want to sketch something is basically a side view of a car. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did and haven't subscribed already, then I would suggest you do that, because I'm gonna release videos every single week. And if you liked this video, don't forget to like. If you disliked it, hit the dislike as well, because that's equally important. I'm the Sketch Monkey, and I will see you next time. Take it easy, guys. Are you interested in learning how to sketch like an industrial designer? Then you might want to check out my course called Analog Designer Pro Pack. Now the cool thing is that the course is 100% online, so it doesn't really matter where you are in the world. You can just log in and you're right there in the members area too. You can even download the videos if you want to do that. The course is about 8 hours long, and it covers everything from line quality, ellipses, perspective, marker rendering, proportions, and a lot more. So if you want to see what other students have to say about the course and learn everything that you will get inside of it, click the link in the description and I will see you there.